I'm Chevee, and today let's discuss Cry Havoc. Hello friends, welcome to the shed. It's Thursday. I want to talk to you about a game, but before I do that, I need to give you a disclaimer. The game we are talking about today is Cry Havoc from Portal Games, and I am an employee of Portal Games. So everything that I'm going to tell you today is probably biased, but maybe not. I'm also a gamer, and part of me being on this program, part of me turning my camera on every day is sharing my honesty with you, so I will be honest about everything that I tell you. But I had a lot of people approach me, a lot is a weird term, but I had quite a few of you approach me at Gen Con asking when I was going to do more board game content here on the show. Well, the answer is difficult. Because I am a public face of Portal Games, I have to be very cautious about the way that I present board game content on the show. I'm not just Chevee Dodd, I am also a representative of a publisher. I'm also a very public representative of a publisher. So what I say has to be run through that filter. So when I pick stuff to talk about on this show that are board game related, just know in advance that I'm going to be a little less sarcastic. Anyway, Cry Havoc. What is Cry Havoc? It's this. It's this big box, super heavy. This one happens to be damaged because there are no good copies in the US. This was the #1 talked about game at Gen Con this year. We stayed on the top of the BGG hotness list the entire show. We sold out on day one before the doors opened. There's a group of people who pay $500 to get a ticket to get in 1 hour early, and they bought every copy that we had available for the public. It was nuts, and we knew we had a good product. We knew we had a great game. This has been in development for 3 years now. The response was amazing. I played the original prototype 3 years ago, and then I played this. And I will tell you, unlike all of our other products, I was completely hands-off on this particular game. I didn't edit the rulebooks. I didn't edit the cards. I knew nothing about this game prior to my playtest 3 years ago until I showed up in Indianapolis and played the production copy on Tuesday. So I've only known this game for a little over a week, but I've developed a pretty decent understanding of it. So inside this big box, and again, this copy is damaged. It was hit by a truck, so I'm using it for parts, is a massive board. It's two-sided. Here we have the, 3 and 4 player board, and then we also have a 2-player board. So I should probably tell you something about this game. This is a 2 to 4 player, asymmetric, card-driven area control war game that plays in 90 minutes. It's a lot to say, and it's kind of scary. And honestly, when a person opens this box, they might be surprised at just how much is in here. There's 6 punch boards here of tokens. There's that big board. There's this really nice rulebook that is about 12 pages of rules content. There are bags and bags of miniatures. These are there are 4 different races in the game, and there are standees that go on the bottoms of these so that you can color code, because they're just generic plastic miniatures. That, you know, if you want to paint them, you can, but they're just gray, and you can put those things on the bottom. Decks of cards, another deck of cards, bag of plastic crystal pieces, more cardboard tokens, and a nice heavy insert and some plastic bags. So, this game is special because so many area control war games use dice mechanics or card mechanics to resolve battles. And we do some of that. There are no dice in this game, so there's no randomness when it comes to resolving a battle. The randomness comes from the player's use of a few tactics cards that are in their hand. And the way that battles work in an area control war game, think of Risk. You have 5 guys, I bring in 8 guys, we fight, whoever is left wins, and they take control of that region, and now you get bonuses. In this particular game, the regions have these crystals on them, and for each region that you control, you gain points during scoring for each crystal on your regions. So, I move my guys into your region, and we're going to have a fight. Once that happens, we need to use our battle board, and our battle board is this thing here. And this describes how conflict is resolved. There are 3 objectives that we can fight for when we are battling. One is control of the area. So what we actually do is we take our minis. I'm bringing 3 guys into this fight. I'm going to take my minis and place them on this board. And so this says, okay, these 3 guys here, they're fighting for control of the area, and this dude, he's going to try and take a captive or a slave. And then the last one is attrition. So what happens is, I put my pieces on because I'm the attacker, you'd put your pieces on as a defender, and then we resolve these from top to bottom. Whoever has the most people on top will gain control of the area. If it's a tie, the defender will win. So the attacker needs to have at least 1 more piece up there. And once I've gained control of that area, I get 2 points, and I put my control marker there, and now during scoring, I get points for each one of those crystals, remember? The other option is I can just take prisoners, captives, all right? And again, whoever has the most miniatures here, say it's 2 to 1, gets to take 1 captive. They can take that captive from anywhere on the board, even this last section. Okay, so I could take a captive from here. Then we come down here to this last section, and this is just attrition. This is just 1 for 1. For every miniature I put here, I'm going to kill 1 of your miniatures. And for each miniature that I kill, I get a point. Same thing for you. If we put 2 and 2, we each kill 2, we each get 2 points. This little thing right here makes this game amazing. Remember I told you there were tactic cards that come in these decks. Everybody has their own specific, unique deck. I told you this is an asymmetric game, and it truly is. The 4 factions play completely differently. The humans are ultra quick and aggressive, like blitzkrieg fighters. The machines are kind of this slow-developing race of machines that just make more machines. There's the pilgrims. They kind of like to just kind of stay back and gather points. And then there's the trogs, and the trogs are the native race on this planet who are trying to defend us. So we all have our own decks. Plus there are terrain decks in here. On the map, there are each location on the map has specific types of terrain assigned to them. So say this one here has a forest and a desert terrain type. So if I draw a forest or desert card during my turn, I can use those cards while I'm fighting in the forest or desert. And these cards have battle objectives. Now these aren't typically like strength modifiers. Sometimes they are. But most of the time, they allow you to move your dudes around on this board. So I put my guys down, you put your guys down, and then I go, nope, I'm going to take a prisoner. All right? There are some that add more guys to the board. There are some that make your opponent move their guys. But really, it all comes down to how we assign our dudes and how we play our cards to move our dudes amongst that thing. And that is the tricky, fun, cool part. Also, each card in your hand can be played to either recruit new units, which just you get more guys on the map, allow you to move your units so you can, for each point you have you move around, or build structures. And everybody has structures that do all kinds of awesome things. And so on your turn, you're going to take one of those 3 actions, and you're going to discard any number of cards you want, add up the symbols, and you get to do that. Super simple. And the thing is, about a game like this is not the kind of game that you would find at Target. And the reason is, when a person picks this up, opens up the box, and they see all this stuff, they oh my god, I can't play this. Look at this, there's 12 pages of rules. But actually, this game is super simple to learn. And I learned that that's part of the magic of this type of game is the fact that I can sit down with you, and within 10 minutes we're up and running. You understand the rules, and we're playing, and we don't have to ask a whole lot of questions. That's going to be part of the bigger success of this game. Just the fact that we can have it up and running that quick is super important. So we are really, really, really excited to have this game out. Obviously, it has a huge buzz right now. Every reviewer has given it glowing reviews. People want it. It is coming to distribution, I promise you. I'm happy to be a part of the publishing team. I'm also happy that I didn't play test it in development. I just waited till it came out, because that means that I got to be just as excited as you were. And sometimes when you work behind the scenes, it can lose a little bit of magic. This one held all of its magic for me. Totally blew me out of the water. So, thanks for joining me. Next week, I'm going to talk a little bit about mobile gaming. So if you have any mobile games that you want me to check out, please put those in the comments below. If you've played Cry Havoc, talk to us about it in the comments below. Or if you're super excited to learn about Cry Havoc, check out the description. I'll put some links to BGG, also our webpage. Again, mobile gaming next week. Put me some links below, or just tell me some games I should check out if you want me to talk about them. Thank you guys for being here. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for daily stories or semi-daily stories. And check out my Patreon. Maybe you want to pledge and support me. So, thank you for being here. I will catch you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from inc.com. How much is the Nike logo worth? In 1971, Phil Knight paid Carolyn Davidson $35 to create the Nike swoosh logo. Today, global brand consultancy Interbrand ranks Nike number 25 on its list of the top 100 most valuable brands in the world, with an estimated value of more than $13 billion. They paid $35 for that logo in 1971. I don't charge much more than that to do logos today.